What's up, my people? You're not tuned in to me TV. Now, we gonna bring you all the stories about the stories that we need to bring you stories about. You feel me? So, that's what we gonna do. Some stories might be good, some stories might be tragic, but hey man, that's how these stories go. I don't make it up.
Used to let his attorneys
favoritism to the Commonwealth. You denied every motion I've ever filed in this courtroom. I'm still gonna, it's my right to file a pro se motion, and it's my right to speak what I need to speak on. I don't know if y'all got some type of sexual relationship going on or what y'all got going on, but I'm definitely gonna speak my mind.
Detective Tatelli, I have no sexual relationship.
Now I'm talking about you and a prosecutor over there, sir. You denied all my motions. Every motion I filed, you didn't deny it.
I'm pretty sure I denied the vast
Every motion I filed.
motions that have
Are you some type of racist? Or y'all got some type of sexual relationship going on? Which one is it?
Or are you just wrong in everything that you made a motion for?
Are you a secret Ku Klux Klan member?
No, sir, I'm
Is that what you really are?
No.
Okay.
I'm not.
But like I said, the higher courts, they'll deal with it when time comes necessary.
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
And
So say less. On to the next subject. Say less.
Your job is to do your job, not to worry about me. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I worry about me. You worry about your self. I'll just ask you, why do you keep refusing to get this man off my case when we keep having problems? Do you have something personal against me to where you don't want to remove him?
no, sir. I have something personal against not providing you effective assistance of counsel. They had struggled to find someone who could represent you, and that basically Mr. Griffiths is what they've got.
I write the Bar Association and the ACLU, you know. I write them, you know. I see what's going on, you know.
Fair enough. Let's get us a date to come back.
You know. We're going to find out, though. We're going to find out real quick.
Yo, you already know I'm back with another one on MeTV 1.0, man. If you care, like, and share. And if you just want to show some love, man, hit that sub. You already know, man, I'm back with another one. It took me a little minute, took me a little time. I had to sit down, figure some things out, figure out my content and all that, you know, because this ain't no overnight little thing. Make sure I'm able to bring y'all all the facts, details, and understanding as much as I could, because most of the time people don't look at these stories when they hit the news, or the news try to dumb them down to a certain extent. But you know, channels like my channels and others give you the details and a further understanding of these heinous crimes, these unnecessary crimes, and these things that might be going on right in y'all backyard. So as you seen on the previous videos, you seen the individual named Bryce Rhodes, and he is convicted of unaliving these two young guys, 14-year-old Larry Ordway and 16-year-old Maurice. And these two individuals was brothers. And Bryce Rhodes at this time of this happening was 25 years old. And he also had two other younger individuals that goes by the name of Jacory Taylor, who was like 16, maybe 17, and Anwan Carter, who was maybe like 14. And these four young individuals was with a 25-year-old. And this goes to show you what type of sinister stuff that he was on. And mind you, this happened in Louisville, Kentucky. The only way they found out about the bodies because a young lady who was regularly riding her bike past these buildings every day, or should I say every morning, noticed that the building had all of a sudden became burned. And she went inside. Curiosity got the best of her. And she went inside. She saw a couple footprints and stuff like that, and that led her to the individual bodies. And it took a couple days before they realized, you know, nobody filed a missing report, person, nothing like that. So eventually they was able to identify them. But the story behind the whole thing is, you have a 25-year-old individual, right? And these two young individuals had no apparent reason to be hanging with a 25-year-old. This guy is way more advanced, and as you will hear more in the story, he's very manipulative. These was young, clean-cut individuals, and when they got with him, they was pretty much starting to formulate different images of being a thug or a gangster, of being in the streets. And something else I found out about this particular story right here, that the 25-year-old Bryce Rhodes was once the said boyfriend or was fooling around with the mother of these two individuals. And this is why you probably see him with these younger guys, because he was used to being around him from being around his mother. I don't know. This particular part was alleged, and it was speculation. But I seen this more and more as I dug for more and more information. So to get to the nitty gritty of the story, he was with these four young dudes: Maurice, Larry, Jacory, and Anwine. And one particular night, he was riding around with these young guys after a party, and they came up on a unsuspected victim. Now, this unsuspected victim, we gonna just name him Michael. And Michael, it was said, had a bag on his head, and he ended up having a mistaken identity and end up unaliving the wrong individual. So while this is taking place, all of these young kids, Jacory, Maurice, Anwine, Larry, everybody's in the car. Everybody has witnessed this. So by these guys being so young, of course, this is a shock to their system. And by this being a shock to their system, they try in a weeks, after the situation, they try to distance themselves away from Bryce. And Bryce kind of felt that, and Bryce plotted and set up a plan against them because he thought they was going to tell on him. He thought he was going to rat, thought they was going to snitch, whatever the street codes of y'all that y'all may use. Y'all know what's going on. So this is what he used Jacory Taylor and Anwine Carter to lure the two individuals out the house for a party, which it was never a party. It just was going to be a setup from the beginning. So as they led them out to the so-called party, this is where Bryce Rhodes questioned the guys, talked to the guys or whatever, and the situation got heated because Maurice kind of felt the energy of what was going on, and he instantly grabbed a knife. When he grabbed the knife, he got defensive with the knife, like in order to protect him and his brother. But some kind of way, one way or another, whether he talked to him and took the knife away, or whether he aggressively took the knife away, Bryce Rhodes ended up with the knife. And from this point, he proceeded to question the boys. He proceeded to stab them repeatedly, and he proceeded to slice their throats. He individually took Maurice, who was the oldest, who seemed the most of the threat. He took him, sliced his throat first, cut him, stabbed him, and he also made Jacory and Anwine do the same thing so they can be an accomplice in the murder, so they wouldn't have no reason to go against him. But as this proceeds, he takes the bodies to the abandoned building, and once he takes the body to the abandoned buildings, of course, this is where the young lady found them. He left the bodies, burned them as pretty much badly as he could, because they had a closed casket funeral, and the police did not let anybody see the bodies. So this is a telltale sign that the bodies was burnt upon recognition. So while he's doing this, these guys stayed back at the house trying to clean it up as best as they could. And this all came to a head when the mother finally came, identified the bodies, and it was quickly everything flipped on Bryce Rhodes due to the fact that Ja'Cory Taylor and Anwan Carter started talking almost immediately. Now, parents, let me tell y'all this. It's one thing to teach y'all kids the right thing to do and the right people to hang with. But if the mother, if what is alleged and what is talked about is true for as her having this as her boyfriend, you should be very wary who you have around your kids and who is able to influence your kids. Because now she lost two sons in a matter of minutes behind each other. How can a person actually bounce back from that mentally? And this is why sometimes it's best to put your foot down, because at 14 and 16, you really don't have no skin in a fight. You really have to do as you told as a young individual. And this is a situation where parenting wasn't at its best, but this was also a story of a predator that preyed on young individuals to get them involved in the most sinister thing that you could ever think of. And this is a crazy situation coming out of Louisville, Kentucky, man. But let me know what y'all think in the comments about the whole entire story. Like I said before, this happened in Louisville, Kentucky. Man, I appreciate y'all for every like. I appreciate y'all for whoever stayed this long. Hit that like button. Hit that sub if you want to show some love. And yeah, man, get me in the algorithm so I can keep going up, you heard? But I'll be back with another one on Me TV 1.0, you heard?